What is up, guys? Welcome back to Esk8, the show where we talk about electric skateboards, MBoards, board bumpers, pretty much anything electric skateboard related. I'm Mike Beard. I'm the owner of MBoards. With me, we have Jacob.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Jacob is the co-owner of Board Bumpers. Yep. And then we have Mark, my brother.
Hi. I just ship stuff and respond to people's emails.
That's it. Yeah. That's all he does. That's all he does. I apologize if my voice sounds kind of hoarse. I was at the Wisconsin ASU game last night. Very good game.
That looked fun.
Go Arizona.
Oh, well, you know, they lost. So
I know.
Wisconsin won it, which is a good thing for us. You know, anyways, so that's why my voice is a little hoarse. It was a good game. First time in Raider Stadium. Pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. It was at Raider Stadium.
It was very nice. Very, very nice.
Nice.
Beautiful, you know, stadium. Very nice.
You can recover on Sunday. Well, you still got a busy weekend. So.
Yes, definitely. So anyways, last time we talked, it was the day or two before Christmas. Or no, it was Christmas, right?
It was
a week before Christmas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's been a hot minute. So how was everyone's Christmas? Was it good? You all get everything you wanted?
I didn't ask for anything.
So you got everything you wanted?
Yeah. So you got everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't really ask for anything either.
I had like a 4-day food coma. So I'm like slowly pulling out of that. Yeah, that was tough. It seemed like, you know, everywhere you go, it's like, oh, let's go hang out with family, and then they just bombard you with food, eat my food. It's like, man,
and if you don't eat it,
I just need a break. Like I just came from that. So
you should see how much food is at Nana's house.
Oh, really? Just tons.
Oh, geez.
So you've just been eating like crazy.
Yeah,
that's funny. All right, well, so it sounds like everyone's Christmas was good.
Yeah,
we all got nothing, so that's cool.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, we got stuff.
We got stuff, but you know,
I got a suitcase.
You got a suitcase. Very nice. All your traveling. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so this year was pretty wild. So actually, right before we left, right before our break for the podcast, we were about to go on our California trip.
Yep.
So Jacob, me, and our buddy James, we all went down to Oceanside, Carlsbad area for the Evolve sponsored group ride.
Yeah, did the demo in Carlsbad at their shop, which was really cool.
Yeah, we got a little quick mini tour of their shop. Very cool.
How many people were there?
At the demo?
Probably just like the ride in general.
The demo, we were the only ones, which was cool though, because we got to ride basically everything they had. So riding the new Haitians, checking out the shop, talking, you know, to the folks that work there. So that was cool.
Yep. The ride though, there's like 50.
I'd say 50 at one point. Kind of like you lose a few like randomly join in, you know, mid ride. You're like, oh hey, come ride with us, and then you look around.
Just random people on just bikes going with you.
No, we didn't have any bikes this time.
No bikes. I don't think. We had one scooter, I think.
Yeah, SoCal. So a lot of skaters. You know.
Right.
Older folks too, which was cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So that was my actual first group ride.
Popped his cherry.
And so again, I've talked about this before. It's so weird that I created MBoards to fund my e-skate hobby, but now it takes so much of my time that I don't ride as much as I would like to.
Yeah.
So it's kind of ironic. So again, part of that is I really haven't done any group rides. I don't have any time to travel. I can't really commit to traveling because I have to be here. Mm-hmm. In the Vegas scene, there's not really any good group rides. So
no, still tough.
I really don't. You know, it's not like...
Didn't you go to that one on Fremont Street or something?
I haven't been. No, I haven't. Oh. It's just I just haven't made it down there. Oh. Anyways, first group ride, absolute disaster. The whole trip was kind of a mess. I had a great time. Don't get me wrong. I had a great time, but it was a mess, you know, through the entire thing. So...
What happened?
So, okay. Well, first, it started out great. Jacob and James picked me up from my house. You know, we started driving to California. We made great time.
Yep.
Freaking... Jacob's driving his giant Tahoe. What is it? What do you drive again?
Yeah, we had the Mrs. Tahoe.
Yeah,
so we
Tahoe.
all had space.
He's driving it like it's a little mini, tiny thing. So he's
proud of you.
Killing it.
We were good.
Yeah, we made it down there. Good time. And that was good. That whole first day was pretty solid. We got into our hotel. We had, man, you should have seen all the shit we were lugging up to our rooms.
Oh yeah,
literally all the bellhops are all gathered around outside looking at what is all this?
We laid the boards out. I think we had 7 total bags and helmets and parts.
Yeah.
And
so Jacob brought a couple boards down there to sell. Mm-hmm. I brought 2 boards. James had 2 boards. So it's like we had all these boards. They outnumbered us.
Did you sell them?
I sold one. One of 2.
Nice. Yep. So we made it down. We got all the stuff up into our room. And then that first night, you know, we were cruising around, I think, right? I can't even remember it's all blurry.
Well, you skipped the whole ride already. That's when you had your mishap.
Oh, is that after?
Yeah,
I can't even remember.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so all right, you go ahead. It's all blurred.
Well,
now,
I
can't
wasn't even there when your board went down. So we were
You guys drinking a little bit too much?
No, I actually didn't drink any. I didn't drink any alcohol the whole time I was there. Actually,
So the ride was it started in Carlsbad, and then you go out towards Oceanside, and you get out towards the bay, and you kind of hit a dead end, and then we go back in. So we hit the end. We were hanging out by the ocean. Maybe I don't know. We only rode for like 2 more minutes on our way back. And I was kind of with the group, and somebody caught up, or I got a phone call. Maybe I got a phone call, and they said, your buddy's board crapped out or something. So so I rode all the way back to find Mike, and he's pulling his board along, walking along. But we had no idea. I mean, you still really don't.
Yeah. So what's funny is, so I was riding a prototype Interstellar. This is the same one. I've got hundreds of miles on this thing, tons of miles on it. I've had it it's the oldest one in existence because I've had it first before we even thought about, actually coming to market with it. I had a sample. It's my sample deck. It's the enclosure we've always had. It was one of the earlier Fog boxes that I had. Yeah. Just literally shut off and wouldn't turn back on. Spoiler alert, later on I get it back. I unplug it, plug it back in, it turns on, works perfectly.
It's like magic.
I'm like, are you kidding me? So like hundreds of miles, if not 1,000 miles on this board. The very first group ride, I make it 4 miles out of the 12-mile ride. I'm like, dude.
I feel like that's the key to fixing anything.
Plug it back in. I just couldn't do that in the moment. I didn't have anything.
Understand.
Like,
I will say, I mean, even though, we're in California and cruising, like the roads were brutal.
Yeah.
They were pretty nasty. So
what if you
maybe some vibration, who knows? It being prototype, it's not like you had things glued down and really secured like the boards are shipped now. So it wouldn't surprise me if something just wiggled. It doesn't, take
I actually was using, I think it might have been this. I'm using like some kind of a XT90 to XT60 adapter. So like that adapter could have had a problem, but everything looks fine though. So like that's the thing that kind of pissed me off. I would have rather when you open the board and see, okay, it died. But it didn't die. It's totally fine.
Enclosures are 22 screws.
Yes, thank you for reminding me.
Maybe it was one of those.
Yeah.
Okay, but is there a way that instead of doing screws, you could have like, I don't even know, like those.
Like more like a latch.
Yeah, like those like plastic bins that you latch to the sides. Is there some way to make an enclosure like that?
There's
I feel
definitely
like to work on an enclosure, it would be so much easier.
Yeah, so
I
I still say it. My favorite enclosure I ever had was the piece of Tupperware on my very first board because I could just pop the whole thing off really quick. The only issue with stuff like that is that it takes up a lot of space, like the latches and all the different stuff. It takes up a lot more space than a couple screws. That's all. That's the only thing I'll say. And also, it's not usually as waterproof because it's not. You have nice even.
What if you had like the silicone like lining?
Maybe. No, I'm not saying it's not impossible.
Like how like a life-proof case is.
Yep. Oh, totally. Yeah.
Like something.
It just gets bulky sometimes.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, it's totally possible, and maybe hopefully that's something we can look into for sure. I know a lot of the guys with top mount batteries. They straight up use Pelican cases. Yeah. And they're perfect.
Yeah.
And it's really nice, but. Yeah, so one day, but it still doesn't necessarily look as a finished board. Like we want the board to look finished, so it doesn't. When you got latches and like it opens.
I mean, they could just be like a straight black.
Yeah, for sure. So, anyways, open my board up, unplugged it, plug it back in, totally fine.
So back to the ride. So that happens like mile we were 4. Like halfway in or so. So 5 or 6. So group ride etiquette. What is group ride etiquette? Well, we checked on him. He was good. So I said,
I was fine.
Hey man, we're right by the beach. Why don't you just hang out and watch the ocean for a while? So
it was nice.
So we kind of ditched him. We left him. Yeah. We left his ass. So I said, hey man, we'll be done in about an hour. I'll come swoop you up. It's not too far away. Yeah. He was cool with it. So I'm riding back now to meet up with the group. Noticing my battery's getting a little low. We were probably at mile 10. I was riding really hard. La 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 la. And I get another phone call, and it's from Joe from SoCal Legend. He says, hey, bro, where you at? I'm over here, sitting by the car. We're kind of waiting for you guys to come back. They had another couple miles to go. He said, you need to get in your truck, and you need to drive in a straight line and just drive and come to where I am. Like, okay, well, what's going on? He says, your buddy took a took a spill, took a pretty bad one.
Oh,
So this is James
so I'm
now.
like, damn it,
Oh.
Mike's board craps out. Now I got James, like, I have no idea. Making it sound like I need to call an ambulance.
Yeah.
Like his leg bone is sticking out the side of his, hip or something. So I get up and James is just kind of sitting there. He's hanging out. He looks a little beat up, but so he took a pretty nasty spill.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you know? First thing Joe says is, great, Jacob, you guys show up for the first time, bring your buddies, and both of them can't even finish the ride. And he's like giving me shit. I'm like, man, these guys, But
Was he okay?
He was fine.
I think he got pretty messed up. He bounced his head a little bit, so I think he had a concussion.
Oh, damn.
He had some pretty good bruising on his side. He took the GoPro in his nuts too. So
oh, geez, I didn't even know about that part.
He had some interesting bruising. He didn't show me, but he told me about some very interesting bruising.
Given the circumstances, he
didn't have to go to the hospital.
No hospital, nothing broken,
No.
some scrapes, some bruises.
It just like shakes
standard.
you up. Anytime you fall, it just kind of shakes you up. And I don't think he had a really good like hard slam yet.
Humbling.
Yeah, and he took it on the hip. It was a full on yard sale. So the AirPods went flying. He had a camera in his hand. He had the remote. Like, it's just one of those things you learn. I think my crashes, the two bad ones I've had, is because I got a remote in one hand and I got a camera in the other. And you try to turn on or off the camera with your remote hand. And so inevitably, both times, I whiskey throttled and there I go. And the camera goes flying. So that was kind of the extent of the ride. Then we went out again that night. Rode around Oceanside, and my hands were so cold they were burning. Like they felt like they were on fire. It was so cold.
There are sections of Oceanside that are so dark. Like we all had tread lights on. Well, kind of. We all kind of had mixed matches tread lights going. He had the
like
nice
holding in our hands
1000 on his helmet, but like there was sections that were so dark. There was one moment where I really thought I was going down. I almost lost it. And I swear to you, I ended up falling at like the same way that my board like randomly turned. And I ended up like balancing me out, and I caught myself, and I was like, oh my God. That was like a split second from going down too.
All we hear is, oh shit. We look back and Mike's still on his board. I'm like, what's going on? He goes, I almost died.
I really did. I was like, holy hell. So that was pretty crazy.
Cool Christmas lights, rode down by the water.
Yep. That all worked out.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. I like that back section of the bay where like the what were those? Not sea otters, but
sea lions.
Yes.
Yeah. So they just hang out like on the pier, So as you go by, they're yelling. Rah, rah, rah.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Actually,
that was cool.
That's cool.
But otherwise, a pretty chill night.
Pretty chill. That night was good.
Yeah. Besides freezing.
Yeah.
And then kind of it took us 40 minutes to get back to the hotel that night, even though we're only a mile and a half away. Because we just didn't know where to go. We just started going like down towards the hotel, and I was kind of like, well, this doesn't look familiar, guys. So I'm not really sure where we're supposed to go now. So that mile and a half trip took a while. That probably led to the freezing.
So then after that night of riding, the next day, or no? Yeah.
The next morning we got up, did a little detour, went to LA.
Yep.
And went and watched the SOS Racing Series, which was put on by Mo Stooge. This guy builds like the most insane race boards you've ever seen, right? Like totally custom built, and the way that these guys are able to ride them, like it blew my mind for 2 hours watching these dudes. It was so cool. You see it on like Instagram, you see it on social media, but you don't really realize how fast and how good
they sound like race cars going by.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Really?
Legit.
Yeah.
And they're all like, they're not even chain driven. They're gear driven. So it's gear on gear. So the sound.
But they're like open.
Yeah.
So there's no
It's really
lubrication as far as I can tell. It's just literally metal on metal.
Metal on metal.
It's crazy.
So hung out with those guys for a little bit. Hopefully, knock on wood, we'll be able to do something similar like that here in Vegas.
Oh, for sure we can.
They do an intro to speed, which is cool, but that'll be a whole nother deal. So then we left there and drove as fast as we could to get to the water park.
Yep.
In time, because Mike had a date that night, so we had to make sure we got home. But then we went to the water park, snuck in like usual, rode around for a little bit, and right as I'm like, all right, I'm going to get these guys on film. Like, I've been through the water park a few times. It's cool.
Wait, but first, you had a flat tire. Your tire was flat.
Yeah.
Like,
I had
all of our stuff is breaking.
board.
Yeah.
Board.
Yeah.
It's like all of our stuff is breaking.
Plus, we're like switching parts out the whole ride. So James is in the back seat doing like surgery on his board, swapping parts between my board. And It was quite like I'm still finding washers and screws.
Yeah.
And stuff,
Oh,
just
definitely.
random stuff in the truck, which is good. So yeah, I was like in the middle of the highway doing a wheel change, which was cool.
Oh, good.
They got to go adventure kind of on their own a little bit. Then I busted out the camera and I busted out my phone when we were in the lazy river. I had these guys all set up like, this is what we're gonna do. Come around this corner, and we're like 10 seconds in, and when James falls again on the same side that he crashed the day before.
Yep.
He hit his head on the ground again, and we're just sitting there like, bro, like, are you alive?
I think we need to
are
go
you gonna
home.
be okay?
Yeah, we need to go home. We need to call it a day.
I think
Is
we
this
went
the
around.
abandoned water park.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like the one that when you're on the way to California.
Yeah,
That's
location undisclosed, but
Yeah.
if you're able to find it, go check it out.
Yeah.
Not that hard to find.
I've
But
driven by it a few
yeah,
times.
it's so cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a mess in there.
It has
Isn't there like a
storms.
drive-in movie theater near there too?
No,
I don't
no,
know,
it's
man.
just up on the hill. They have like a big water tank, and that's kind of more of their property. But supposedly they're gonna rebuild all that. So
Oh, really?
I think if
There's rumors. Who knows?
it might be some of the last
Kind of
few
in the
times.
middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It is in the
Weird.
middle of
It doesn't
nowhere.
make any sense to me why
Yeah.
that park was ever built. But
I think
Yeah.
it should just be a skate park and be done with it. But
I mean, yeah. I mean,
That'd be cool.
there's another group of like another car pulled up and a bunch of skaters got out and they were just like skating on like a
Yeah.
traditional skateboard.
Mhm.
jamming down like the slides or what was
Yeah.
left of the slides, and
That's cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was fun.
it
It
was
was a
cool.
little messy that day. There was a storm that had rolled in a few days before.
Yeah.
But
A little bit of water, there's a little bit
yeah,
of
if you can find
yeah.
it, head out there, be respectful, don't destroy anything, and just don't be a dick when you're out there. 'cause
Yeah, it's cool though.
the owner actually was pretty cool when he came out and talked to us a couple weeks ago. Even
Oh,
though
really?
he kicked us out still, but
Oh.
I mean, I get it.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally, for sure. Yeah, because like it's a mess. There's some liability problems.
Oh,
for
for
sure.
sure.
But it's really cool. I mean, you know,
There was, it was kind of a messy weekend though. There was a lot of little,
everyone's stuff broke. Falls,
but at the end it was
a good
pretty-
time
yeah, it was pretty
still.
rad.
but it was just a kind of a series of unfortunate
One thing
events.
after another.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seemed like that
Yeah.
for sure. But hey,
It's like a Lampoon's Vacation weekend, you know? Like I was Chevy and I don't know, you were the son, James was like the mom or something. I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
It was good.
So that was kind of our California trip, and now we're sitting here. As of the recording this, we're sitting here at the last day of 2021. It's the 31st today. Tomorrow, when this episode releases, it'll be the first day of 2022.
I don't know how.
Dude,
This year flew.
I don't
by.
understand either. But a lot has happened this year. So I kind of want to like touch on like all the things that have happened this year, kind of like a little year in review type thing.
Yeah.
So we started out the year, what year is it? 2021. We started out the year. Well, we had our Interstellar launch in March. That was like
Yeah.
pretty early on. That was kind of our first attempt at a board, a kit, like, you know,
Yeah.
how does this work? How do we kind of deal in it? And I think it went pretty well. Like, I think,
January through March, we were struggling definitely with supply chain issues.
oh, for sure. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But then it kind of turned around once the board came
sure.
out, which was good.
Well, actually, January through March, I feel like wasn't too bad. It was actually right after we launched our
really?
board. Yeah.
oh,
That's when we started burning through like battery cells and like all the battery cell, you know, like stockpiles. We burned through all those. So then at that point, like right after our board launch, we had no more batteries left. So there was a couple months there that we didn't have any batteries to sell our kits, and we just weren't able to sell them. So that kind of sucked. I mean, it only lasted like a month or so it wasn't a big deal, but still, that kind of sucked.
Mm-hmm.
You guys really like, I think having the Interstellar come out though really put you guys out there on the map, like, you know, selling parts and pieces here and there, you know, to the DIY community or guys that just want to fix, you know, what they have is great. But when you guys got into like the full on production board, that was no more like, you know, little, like you guys really went for it. And so,
Yeah. Well, you
That's
know,
pretty
that was my first attempt.
Yeah.
Like, we learned a lot. There's a lot of stuff that can be improved with our boards and our kits. Like, 22 screw holes is not going to happen
dude,
next
there's
time.
companies that I've seen advertising on social media for 2 years about their board, and they say it's the best board out there, and literally never sold a single one. Like,
Yeah.
you,
I feel
you
you.
guys didn't do that. You said I'm going to make a board, and then you did, and then you sold them.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, like we learned so much in this first iteration that I'm so stoked.
The
for
boxes.
The boxes, yeah.
That was something we had
Yes,
to
the
learn.
very
Man.
first. So the very
What a mess.
first couple boards we sold we were shipping them directly in our custom like MBoards boxes. We were throwing a label directly on those and shipping them. And literally, like out of the first 5 we shipped, the first 3 all went missing. We were like, what the hell? Like magically they're disappearing. Yeah. One of them gets delivered like an empty box. Yeah. I'm like,
UPS is sketchy with that stuff.
I'm like, are you kidding? So then, of course, we replaced those. We sent them out again. We had to double box them so that way you couldn't see what they were.
Crazy. You got to do the box in a box thing just so people won't steal
since
it.
Since then, never had an issue. Right. Not even one.
Not a single one has gone missing at
There's
that point.
There's 3 Interstellars out there in the world with
just
roaming around. Number 1, 2, and 3 probably, which is a major bummer.
Yep.
Be cool to.
I have one.
Okay, so 2, 3, and 4 maybe.
UPS workers got lucky,
right?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. That was kind of a mess.
Yeah.
But anyways, obviously we learned something that month, so that really sucked. But we learned something new there, so it is what it is. And then shortly after that, board bumpers. We revived board bumpers.
That was April.
We closed that deal in April.
Yeah.
And then we kind of first came to market in like
September.
Yeah, September. It took us a minute. Took us a hot minute.
It did. That was like the middle of not really supply issues, but buying a company, you usually would want to just fire it right up, right? You just go right into business. But the reality was we needed inventory and the parts that people really want. We just didn't have them. That's why I wanted to buy the company, because the parts that they didn't have anymore, and I knew there were people that wanted them. So so that was a little bit of that, but it's up and running now.
Yeah, no, it's going good. So like, that also happened this year, and then obviously COVID's been going on, and that'll continue to go on forever. So that's that. I don't.
Do you feel like, not to talk too much, but like maybe there's a little shift going on? Maybe a slight shift.
I think people are over it.
I think people are over it. I think
all the professional sports are taking from 10-day to 5-day, like quarantine.
Well, that's because CDC changed it.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it is going in the right direction.
Oh, it's going in the right direction for sure. But
all right,
that's
enough COVID.
Anyways, goodbye. Part shortages were an absolute pain in the ass. We're still dealing with shortages.
Yeah.
I mean, the chip shortages still are in full effect. ESCs are so expensive. It is wild. Like, I can't believe how expensive ESCs were. Or ESCs are. Like, we were selling Fox boxes at $200, at $199 at the beginning of the year. And now we have to sell them at $300, and we make less money now than we did before.
Yeah.
It's wild. Like, a lot less money
Thanks,
now.
Tesla.
Yeah.
They're stealing all the chips.
Dude, they are. They got everything. It's crazy. Which, it's fine for my Tesla stock, but it doesn't help my company.
Here you are complaining about it. You can go check your stock after
that. So it's just so I feel like this year, honestly, we've done a lot, but I just feel like we didn't do anything.
Yes.
We just floated through it. I don't know what it is.
I felt sort of idle.
Yeah.
Like, just didn't.
I mean,
I don't know. I think it just flew by.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm pretty happy, though, because despite all the shortages and a lot of our months that were just totally jacked around, MBoards still had about an 8% growth from 2020, which 2020 was an abnormally incredible year.
So you still grew in 2021, even with
the shortages,
and with how great 2020
and with how
was,
amazing 2020 was. We had 100%. We had a 90% growth in 2020 compared to an 8% growth this year.
Pretty awesome, dude.
So it was
crazy.
2020 was an incredible year, and I'm super thankful, and I'm just super thankful that we even posted a better year than we did last year.
And our average time to fulfill has gotten a lot better.
Oh my God, dude. It's so good. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't go out, like, our email game is good. Like, I'm so stoked. I
think we're getting closer to same day.
On I think so. Yeah, for sure.
There's a few parts that have caused like people to wait, but like on average, the total time to fulfill is like 9 hours.
Yeah, right now the only thing people are waiting on are things we're actively upgrading.
Yeah.
So they should be getting a better product than they even purchased.
Yeah.
As soon as they're available. So we're actively switching.
It's
over
literally
to
just
stuff.
direct drives and Vesks.
Yeah.
For right now.
So we're currently upgrading those. So as soon as we get those in, I think they'll be happier. Yeah. I mean, not happy they had to wait, but they've been in the loop. We keep everyone in the loop.
Yeah.
But I think they'll be happy that they actually have something like really, really nice versus our previous generation, I guess.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a big goal for me, though, is board bumpers same day.
Same day.
Get them out same day.
Yep.
Yeah.
And mostly it does. Mostly, I think it's either 1 or 2 days for board bumpers.
You almost have to nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because most companies are doing same day delivery. and it's like insane. I don't know how like a lot of companies can even.
They're making
that.
you pay for that in the product.
Yeah.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
margins
So
have
they're
to be
just
good.
hiding it somewhere else, which like
that's true.
you either sell, a product at a price people want to buy, and then the ancillary costs are kind of like, well, sorry, you are in another country. There's not much I can do for you. But,
right.
and then others, they just make you pay outrageous prices and make it seem like, we helped you out. But
yeah,
if somebody ships me a part from like San Diego, it should only cost like $3 to ship, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
and it should be here in a day.
Yeah, it should be the next day.
Yeah.
But here, I ordered something from San Diego 2.5 weeks and I still haven't gotten it. I don't know how it's possible, but it's possible.
It's possible. It's always, it's not so easy. Running a company isn't so easy sometimes.
Yeah.
So honestly, I'm just super stoked that we were able to do a better year than last year. And I know for sure 2022 is going to be a banger of a year.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good year for sure. New boards, better products, upgrading everything, adding new stuff. Actually, a couple of new things we're going to be adding to our store like any day now is we just got a bunch of custom nickel strip done.
Yeah, those look cool.
0.2 millimeters thick, pure nickel. We have they're all pre-cut in like 1P, 2P, 3P, 4P, 6P, and 8P like tabs with little tabs on them that you can solder everything together. They're going to be really nice. We'll do a whole tutorial on like batteries pretty soon.
Yeah.
A much upgraded. My original battery tutorial was not good at all. But the new one will
How to
be
make
much
a
better.
bomb in your room.
Yeah, pretty much. So it'll be a lot better. But I'm excited about that. We have BMSs getting launched pretty soon. I mean, they're not. I mean, we'll have BMSs on our website pretty soon. Storm cores are out already. We have those on our website now, so that's pretty awesome.
We sent the first one out yesterday.
We did, yep. So we have.
I'm keeping this one right here.
It's just sitting there. You keep it,
it
bring it
on the
home,
wall.
put it in your pocket. You have one of those in your board, don't you?
I do. Yeah, I do. I like it.
Yeah.
It's been good.
Yeah. So we have those dual kingpin trucks, new dual kingpin trucks. We just received our first little batch.
A lot of emails about those.
Just got our first batch. We don't have mounts for them yet, but we have our trucks done.
Yeah,
and they're here.
Those look
so
good.
I'm stoked about that. I think that's kind of all that's like about to get to launch. But we have I have a gigantic list of stuff we're trying to add in 2022.
That you want to do?
That we're just gonna keep knocking them off, month by month, and
so many.
You'll hear about them as they become available here.
Yeah.
But it's pretty crazy.
What's your number one goal for 2022?
I would love to see 15% growth from 2021. We did 8% this year, and I'd love to do 15%. I think that would be really cool. I think the dogs are breaking out.
Yeah.
Hey
guys. All right.
How's it going, guys?
They made it. They broke out.
Dexter broke out.
Come here.
Hey, pups.
Hey,
hi, bud.
What's up,
sit down.
Thank you.
Today's a casual podcast. We got the whole family here. My wife's here. She's watching. She got to get a shop tour. I always want to say tour shop. I don't know why I say tour shop. That
it's very casual. Mark, if they've made it this long, what's the question of the day?
Let's see. Something dog related. Because they just walked in.
What's your dog? What's your pet's name?
What's your pet's name and what kind of
what is it?
What animal is it? And if you don't have one, what do you wish you had? If you could have any animal, exotic, anything.
Oh,
we're just going to slowly start working away at people's passwords.
Yeah, right, aren't we?
You do have the database.
What's your mother's maiden name, too?
Last for your social? Thank you. No. Anyways, all right, guys. I think that's, actually, before we leave, New Year's resolutions. This is the first of the year.
Oh, man.
For MBoards, what should we improve on for the new year? What could we do a little bit better? There's a few things. I think we can, obviously there's always room for improvement.
Yeah.
One thing actually we're going to do on our website is we're revamping our inventory system. So that way the amount of items we have will be listed on the product page so they can see how many we have before they even check out.
One idea, I don't know if this is even possible, but maybe kind of frontline the returns process in a way that
streamline that.
Yeah, in a way that someone can start a return on the actual website.
Yes,
good idea. We get sent a form, so we can either accept or deny it based on what it is.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Make that happen.
I think that would save a lot of time for me.
Oh, for sure. And it'd save a lot of time for them.
Yeah.
They'll get answers a lot quicker, for sure.
It makes it more black and white. here's the policy. Here's what you signed up for.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
That's a good idea because I know there are Shopify apps.
And then
that
you
do
can
that.
like input pictures of the parts, like write out what the
Yeah.
parts are, put
Good
the order
idea,
number.
dude. We'll
all
work
that,
on that.
like
Get him
a Google
gold,
form or whatever.
gold star from Mark.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. I mean, if you guys are watching and you find, if you have any ideas on how we can improve,
Yeah.
I mean, always welcome to hear, what is it? What is it called? Constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to come up with. Yeah. So does anyone have any personal, like, New Year's resolutions?
I want to do a full Ironman.
Oh,
2022.
2022.
Wow.
nice.
Yeah.
So you've done a half, right?
I've done 2 halves.
2 halves.
I want to do Ironman Arizona
So
in
for-
November.
For anyone who doesn't know what an Ironman is, you could Google it, or B, you can listen to me right now. It's a full Ironman is a 2.4 mile swim, then a 112 mile bike, and then a full marathon, which is 26.2 miles.
What's
Yes.
the
You
hardest
have-
part for you?
For me, I would say the bike.
Yeah,
Really?
it's the longest
Yeah.
leg for sure.
The swim, I mean, I was a competitive swimmer, so that's no problem for me. And I mean, the run is difficult because it's the last leg and
Yeah.
you're just really tired. But I think the run is difficult for me because I struggle on the bike.
Ah.
Yeah.
So my legs are just completely
And then-
trashed
Yeah.
after the bike.
And then
But
for the full, what, you have 16 hours to do it?
17.
17 hours to do it.
Yeah.
Yep. That's crazy.
He's just hanging out in the middle of the room.
He's just literally just
You're
chilling.
not really in camera shot right there, buddy.
He's just
I mean,
chilling.
come on.
funny.
Today's a good day.
But yeah, I do want to do that by the end of 2022.
All right, Jacob, you got anything?
You know, resolutions for me just seem to like fall apart. So I don't know that I call
You
them
and everybody
resolutions.
else.
Yeah,
Don't
I
worry
mean,
about
and
it.
so like even to the point I don't even think about it. I do have a I'm excited and talk about it or not, but like potential business acquisition for next year
Yep.
is pretty exciting.
Yep.
So that'll be cool. Another product to kind of throw in the
Mhm.
board bumpers lineup.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. Yeah, I don't know. Every year it's probably the same thing. Like eat healthier, exercise,
Work out
blah,
more.
blah blah. Like
Yeah.
The first
Yeah.
week at the gym, there's so many
Right?
people
Oh, yeah.
there. And
January
then the next
2nd,
week,
the best.
no one's there.
My New Year's resolution, I think, is to be more focused. I am
All over
scattered
the place.
all over the place, trying
Yeah.
to wear as many hats as I can around here. And I think we need to really start delegating specific tasks, specific things, carving out certain days for certain companies.
Mhm.
Because now we have MBoards, we have board bumpers, we have potential new one that's coming here pretty soon. And it's a lot to try to keep track of. It's a lot for me to try to, like, Jacob gets frustrated with me sometimes because I'm just like,
Yeah.
what?
Mike,
Where am
Mike, Mike, we're over here, buddy.
Yeah.
We're over here.
Like, I'm lucky I have an hour a week to sit here and talk with you
Yeah.
guys. Like,
This
it's
shot
insane.
is an accurate representation of Mike's
Does
brain.
it No, you gotta keep that in, please. We have to keep that in.
Oh my God, that never happens. They never do that.
Demonetized.
Wow.
Please keep
You
that
must
in.
have heard us earlier when we were talking.
They literally never do that. That's insane. Of course they did it right now.
Wow.
Oh my God. Okay, well, have a
is
good day, everyone.
amazing.
Yeah,
I think
we're
it's
gonna wrap
time
this
to
up.
wrap this up. We'll see you next week.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys. See you later.